Hi, I'm Marie Hopkinson. Welcome back to the Chinese Medicine Podcast. This is a place where you can come to learn about Chinese medicine, have it made fun and easy, and at least simply broken down. And this is a channel for patients of acupuncturists, of herbalists, people that are Chinese medicine enthusiasts, people that want to know more about the ancient wisdom and the way of thinking about Chinese medicine. Students are welcome on this channel as well. And if you're just interested, hi. If you're new to the channel, pop a comment below and let us know, hey, I liked it, I didn't like it, say hi. So what we're going to talk about today is answering a subscriber's question about the menstrual cycle, and particularly they wanted to know about yin and yang and the menstrual cycle. And so this is they've already watched the first video that I put up, so I'll put a link to that somewhere here. Somewhere in the linkosphere. So this person has said, "Hi Marie, thanks so much for this video. It's so helpful. I'm wondering if you could explain a little more about why the premenstrual and period time are yang and the follicular or ovulatory time are yin." Now this is talking about a video that I mentioned, what I mentioned on that video. "I thought it was the other way around in terms of going more inward, etc., while bleeding, and being more outward and energetic while in other phases." So thanks so much for your question, because it really brings up a great thing to talk about just the general idea of yin and yang. So something to remember within Chinese medicine is these things are always in a state of flow, let's say. I know we're talking about periods and cycles, but they are in a state of interchangeability. And you can see that from yin and yang. Now, I did do a video, a student level kind of video about what is yin and yang and talking about the four aspects of yin and yang. And very easily or quickly, you can kind of understand how things work, because the whole theory of yin and yang, and if you see that within that Taiji, I'm going to put that on the screen here. The little dots inside each section show you that each contains the seed of each other, and each is actually transforming into each other. And each one, yin or yang, is neither completely, utterly anything, right? So when we say, when I said the cycle is more yin or more yang at that time, it doesn't exclude it from having, if we say it's more yin time, it doesn't exclude it from having a yang aspect. So what I was saying on that video about the yang phase being like the part before your period and when you're losing blood, you could think of that in both ways, right? So one is definitely you need qi to be moving in order to move the cycle, right? You need qi. Qi's moving, so it's the wood, the moving aspect of wood, which is the yang aspect of wood that's active then. So you could say that the yang, now because there's blood has two components. It's got the physical liquid of the blood, which is yin, but because blood is warm, it contains yang. So once you start that, start having the period time, actually start losing blood, your body can very quickly become cold, right? Because it's losing the yang. So you could word that or have that terminology of saying that is a time of yang because you're losing the yang, or you could say, well, it's a time of yin because you're losing the yang, just in that time of having the period. I wouldn't get too caught up on, well, this half of the cycle's yin, this half of the cycle's yang, because there's just different ways of kind of looking at it. So definitely you could say, like, you definitely have more movement. That's what I was kind of getting at in that video, that you have more movement in the premenstrual time and then the bleeding time. And then you have this time where, like, let's say from so in that video I cut the cycle into 4 parts. So day 1 to 7, let's say. Now, not everyone has bleeding from day 1 to 7, I get that, but that is the time of the shedding of the uterus lining, and that's the time when you're losing blood, and so your body is becoming more cold at that time. It's certainly, in Chinese medicine, very susceptible to cold, right, in that time. And then you're going into this stage between day 7 and day 14's down here, and day 21, kind of coming around that, let's say your cycle's in a circle, around that day 21, your ovulation time, your body's building yin, right? So it's building the fluids. And you could say, well, blood is yang because it's warm blood, it's not cold blood. Strictly in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, they generally say blood is yin and qi is yang, right? And there's this differentiation between them. In classical Chinese medicine, blood is often thought of as yang, like yang and blood are together, because you don't have cold blood. Like cold blood would be dead blood, old blood. So you could differentiate the cycle in lots of ways. And that's probably what I want to say in this video. I'm sorry it's not really definitive. And I hope that helps you understand it. And I think a lot of the time when I get these questions, it kind of just points to the complexity of Chinese medicine, how it is in a flow and it is observational, and there's different ways of understanding it. There's, even within Chinese medicine, there's lots of ways of looking at that same picture and that same understanding. So if you're thinking about just want to understand what is yin and yang, I'd go to the video that I made where I just said what is yin and yang and I talk about those 4 aspects. That's probably like a first year Chinese medicine school kind of thing. So I hope that helps you. If you're watching this video and you're new to my channel, make sure you press subscribe, like the video if you like it. That helps. And I welcome you to the channel. If you're looking for a consultation, I do those things by Zoom as well for people all over the world, and I consult with people one-on-one in Perth, Western Australia, where I live, in my clinic, and I also see patients online to give them consultations in that way. So you can check out my website, which is in the description below, and you can find out how to get that if you're interested in having a chat with me personally one-on-one. Whoops. Breaking the herb set down. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next video soon. Yeah, there's a tapping outside. That's great. I hope this little microphone doesn't capture all that tapping for you, buddy, my friend. Why is there that fucking tapping going on?